Our immune system is more powerful than we ever thought. So powerful, in fact, that if we had cancer, our immune system can wipe it out, even if the cancer spread.
Meet Dr. William Li, a world-renowned Harvard-trained medical doctor, researcher, president, and founder of the Angiogenesis Foundation. His work has led to more than 40 FDA-approved therapeutics and devices for cancer, cardiovascular disease, wound healing, and vision loss. He is also a New York Times best-selling author with Eat to Beat Disease: The New Science of How Your Body Can Heal Itself. He also published another book, Eat to Beat Diet: Burn Fat, Heal Your Metabolism, and Live Longer. Inflammation and high histamine levels can trigger a range of health issues, including digestive problems, skin conditions, and chronic fatigue. More importantly, chronic inflammation is linked to cancer, making it crucial to include foods that help reduce inflammation while starving cancer cells. In this video, we'll reveal 5 low-histamine foods that Dr. Li recommends for their ability to fight cancer and reduce inflammation. These foods are packed with essential nutrients that support your immune system and promote overall well-being. Make sure to stick around until the end, where we'll share how to easily incorporate them into your diet with budget-friendly recipes. Disclaimer: apples.
Apples. You've heard of that phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Some truth to this, all right? So what's good about an apple? An apple, you can buy apples all year round, but fall is when you get the most varieties of apples. And apples are a great source of dietary fiber. Dietary fiber, good for your gut microbiome, right? When your gut bacteria happy, remember we talked about this, what happens? Your inflammation goes down. That fights cancer risk, all right? So it lowers risk of cancer by lowering inflammation. But apples have something else in their flesh. And in their flesh, they have something called quercetin, Quercetin. I know you can buy quercetin as a supplement, and people always ask me, Dr. Lee, should I just take the quercetin supplement? What do you think about that? What I say is supplements are for topping off. Why don't you just eat the whole food? I'm a big believer in the whole food. Eat the whole apple, and then you'll get the quercetin, and you'll get the dietary fiber, which you're getting from your little supplement pill, all right? And other polyphenols are present in the whole apple. But quercetin's anti-angiogenic, cuts off the blood supply to tumor, cancer starving, all right? That's kind of what you want to do, all right? And quercetin has also been able to protect cells against oxidative stress. Remember I told you stress actually can cause DNA mutations. Quercetin can actually protect against that. So it protects your DNA. Remember, it's that copy-paste. It's a mistake that's made that leads to the microscopic cancer. Quercetin protects against that, all right? So again, it's not one apple a day is correlated to one notch of decreased cancer risk. It's that if you incorporate apples, and these are the foods that we've been talking about, all right, into your lives, you're actually just adding more and more stuff. You are actually tipping your own odds against cancer in favor of actually staying as healthy as possible. And if you have cancer, it helps to tip your odds that you're going to win, win the battle, all right? Now, there are clinical studies that have been done looking at apple consumption, because what I always try to say is, does it work in people? Prove to me that there's evidence that it works in people. So there's researchers from Italy at the University of Perugia looked at 48 clinical studies, right? That's a lot of studies that all looked at eating apple and cancer risk. And here's what they found. They found that eating apples was associated with a 25% lowered risk of developing lung cancer and a 34% lowered risk of developing colon cancer, colorectal cancer, and a 21% reduced risk of breast cancer. All right, that's 1 out of 5. Cross out that 1 out of 5. All right, so that's pretty amazing, right? Like it actually works in the clinical setting, in the real world setting. So what are some pro tips I can give you about apple eating? Well, if you're going to eat the apple, you're going to get the most fiber by eating the skin along with the flesh, right? Right? So you take the apple home, wash it off really well, eat it. A lot of dietary fiber and the polyphenols are found in the skin of these fruits. Now, if you're going to eat the skin of an apple, for sure, this is where it pays off to buy organic, because studies have shown that if you actually looked at the commercial pesticide sprays, it's impossible to get rid of all of it. Some of the pesticides penetrate up to 20% into the skin of the apple, and you're stuck. All right. You get organic, you're actually not going to get the chemicals soaking into that. Now, how do I like to eat apples? All right. I like a lot of them different ways. I like them plain, just eat an apple. By the way, it's good for your gums, good for your teeth. You're chewing it, an apple. If I want to get a little bit more, I like to work with the food a little bit. So if you cut up your apple, all right, consider keeping the peel on if you're getting organic, all right. Chop them up with the skin. Now you can sprinkle them onto oatmeal. You want to kind of make it a little bit nicer, and the chunks of the apple a little softer. After you cut them up into small cubes, throw them into a pan. All right. You can even use a little touch of extra virgin olive oil. All right. Add some nutmeg, add some cinnamon to it. Now you've actually lit it up. Now pour that on top of your yogurt, or pour that on top of your oatmeal. And you can make a batch of this, by the way, of kind of an apple compote with some herbs and spices. You can make that the night before, the day before. Keep it in a jar in your fridge and just spoon it off right on top of that yogurt or oatmeal. All right. Now, I've mentioned cinnamon. Cinnamon has metabolism activating benefits as well. Great flavor combination, like that spice. Great combination with apples. All right. So all this is all meant to show you that you can actually eat foods to actually fight cancer, lower your risk. It's supported by clinical evidence, human evidence. And you can actually do that with foods that actually taste great, that I hope I showed you I can actually incorporate them into my life in super easy ways, along with a few purchasing tips to make it an everyday thing, right? Everyone should be fighting cancer every single day. Start before you have cancer. That's a key way. Prevention is the best form of intervention.
Dr. Lee recommends apples because they are a powerful low-histamine food that helps fight cancer and reduce inflammation. Apples are packed with natural plant compounds, fiber, and important vitamins that keep the body strong. Unlike some foods that can cause bloating, fatigue, or skin irritation, apples are gentle on the body and support the immune system. Their mix of antioxidants and gut-friendly nutrients makes them a great choice for anyone looking to stay healthy while lowering inflammation. Apples contain special antioxidants that protect cells from damage, which helps prevent cancer. These antioxidants, like quercetin, catechins, and chlorogenic acid, work together to fight harmful substances in the body that can lead to disease. Quercetin is especially important because it helps stop the body from releasing too much histamine, which can cause inflammation. Catechins help the immune system work better and support the body's natural ability to heal. Chlorogenic acid helps reduce stress on cells, which lowers the risk of cancer. According to a review in Nutrients, researchers looked at many studies and found that people who eat a lot of apples and pears tend to have fewer cases of cancers, especially lung and breast cancer. For example, a big study called the EPIC study showed that consuming apples was linked to a lower chance of getting lung cancer. Other studies found similar results, with apples also linked to lower risks of several other cancers, like pancreatic and colorectal cancer. The special plant chemicals found in the skin of the apples in particular were found to fight cancer. In addition to antioxidants, apples are full of fiber, which is great for digestion and gut health. The fiber in apples, called pectin, helps feed good bacteria in the gut, keeping digestion smooth and reducing inflammation. A healthy gut also makes the immune system stronger, which helps the body fight off disease. Since too much inflammation can lead to cancer, eating fiber-rich foods like apples can lower the risk of getting sick and improve overall health. Apples also help keep blood sugar levels steady. They are naturally sweet, but do not cause big spikes in blood sugar like processed sweets do. Keeping blood sugar levels balanced is important because too much sugar in the blood can lead to more inflammation and increase the risk of cancer. Eating apples with the skin on is the best way to get the most nutrients, since the skin has a lot of fiber and antioxidants. For a budget-friendly way to enjoy apples, go for Granny Smith or Red Delicious, which are loaded with beneficial nutrients. Eat them fresh as a snack, slice them into oatmeal, or blend them into a smoothie for a simple, refreshing way to support your health.
Apple cider vinegar has been shown to reduce harmful body fat and help weight loss. Plus, it actually tastes pretty nice as well. You can put it into a salad dressing, you can make it into a sauce or a glaze, or you can add it to a stew. So, I want to tell you what changed my mind. When I first heard that apple cider vinegar could help weight loss, and I was watching people that I knew swig down a spoonful of it in the morning, I thought that's got to be rubbish. Where's the science? There's no reason that would actually work. Well, as a scientist, I keep an open mind. And so when I see data, new data on apple cider vinegar that actually shows that there's an activity, I actually have to take a look more closely at what's going on. So, first of all, apple cider vinegar is made from fermented apples. It's got vinegar in it, okay? And vinegar is the chemical called acetic acid. Acetic acid. And this simple chemical, acetic acid, prevents fat cells from growing up and from building up, storing itself in adipose tissue. The other thing that acetic acid has been shown to do is it turns down the genes, the DNA, that are responsible for lipogenesis, for creating new fat cells. And so acetic acid, which is found in apple cider vinegar, actually is like gene therapy. It turns down the genes that actually makes your fat grow as well. The other thing that acetic acid has been shown to do is it improves your body's response to insulin. So it improves insulin sensitivity. And that means that when you eat something with carbs or sugar in it, it'll actually help to lower your blood sugar into healthier levels. It's a process called euglycemia. Acetic acid from vinegar actually helps you get there. So, as it turns out, vinegar is really good for metabolic health. Okay, and this is all supported by clinical studies. I want to actually cite one of them. There was a study done in Aichi, Japan, that looked at the impact of apple cider vinegar on body weight in 155 people between the ages of 25 and 60. And these people were considered obese in Japan. Now, you know, Japan has small, thin people, but these were people that in Western countries might not have been considered obese, but in Japan they were. Otherwise healthy, all right? And what they did, they broke these people into a couple of different groups. One group got low dose of apple cider vinegar. That's only 1 tablespoon. That's the low dose. And another group got 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. That's the high dose. All right. Now, what they did is they had the people consume the apple cider vinegar dissolved in a little bit of a beverage, water, so it actually prevents teeth damage. And what they did is they had these people, the subjects, consume apple cider vinegar 2 times a day, half of the glass of water in the morning and the other half at some point during the day. And there's a third group that actually just got a placebo, no apple cider vinegar at all, right? So 3 groups, placebo, low-dose apple cider vinegar, and high-dose apple cider vinegar. And they did this for 4 weeks. And what they found is that people that drank apple cider vinegar, all right, whether it's low-dose or high-dose, began losing weight after just about 4 weeks. And people in the placebo group actually didn't. And by week 12, this is a 3-month study, those people who had 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar lost 4.2 pounds on the scale, or 50% more than those people who had only 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. So the higher dose actually lost more weight. And what was really interesting is that the placebo group did lose weight. In fact, the people taking the placebo actually gained weight, while the apple cider vinegar group lost weight. So this is actually a clinical study that proved exactly what I had doubted. And this is the evidence that you have to pay attention to. Now, here's the other thing that was really interesting, and I think the important part. The apple cider vinegar drinkers lost harmful body fat. All right, they lost visceral fat. And their blood lipids actually also improved, the lipid profile, and their blood pressure also improved, probably because they lost body fat.
Here's a simple, budget-friendly recipe on how you can incorporate apples into your diet: cinnamon apple oatmeal. Cinnamon apple oatmeal is a warm, nourishing dish that provides fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients, while being gentle on digestion. To prepare, start by bringing 1 cup of water or plant-based milk to a boil in a saucepan. Add half a cup of rolled oats and reduce the heat to a simmer, stirring occasionally. While the oats cook, dice 1 medium apple and stir it into the oatmeal along with a pinch of cinnamon. Let it cook for a few more minutes until the apples soften and the oatmeal thickens. Remove from heat and drizzle with a teaspoon of honey or maple syrup for added natural sweetness. Enjoy this simple and comforting meal for breakfast, or as a healthy snack that helps reduce inflammation and supports gut health. Quinoa.
Quinoa, a great source of protein. It also has the benefit of having all essential amino acids needed for health. Now, protein in your body is built from amino acids, and you can't make all the amino acids that you need in your body. There's 9 of them you need that are essential, meaning you need to get it from your diet. And quinoa is the solution. It's got the protein, it's got all 9 amino acids. 1 cup of quinoa has 8 grams of protein, and the quinoa is also a source of dietary fiber, good for gut health, lowering inflammation, all supports longevity.
Dr. Lee recommends quinoa as a great low-histamine alternative to grains that provides essential nutrients while supporting overall health. Unlike wheat and other grains that can trigger inflammation or digestive discomfort, quinoa is naturally gluten-free and well-tolerated by most people. It is rich in plant-based protein, making it an excellent choice for those looking to maintain muscle health and energy levels without consuming animal products. The protein in quinoa contains all 9 essential amino acids, which are necessary for the body's repair and immune function. Quinoa is also a great source of fiber, which plays a key role in digestion and inflammation control. Fiber helps keep the gut healthy by feeding beneficial bacteria that regulate immune function and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Since inflammation in the gut is linked to cancer development, consuming fiber-rich foods like quinoa can help create a healthier digestive environment and support the body's natural defenses. Quinoa is also easy to digest and does not contribute to bloating or discomfort, making it an ideal choice for those sensitive to high histamine foods. This ancient seed is also packed with essential minerals such as magnesium, manganese, and phosphorus, which help keep bones strong, muscles functioning properly, and inflammation in check. Magnesium, in particular, is known for its ability to relax blood vessels and support heart health, which is important for overall well-being. Since chronic inflammation can weaken the body over time and contribute to the growth of cancer cells, eating foods rich in anti-inflammatory nutrients like quinoa can provide long-term health benefits. Quinoa also has cancer-fighting properties. According to a study in the journal Foods, researchers explored how certain pieces of protein from quinoa can help prevent colon cancer. They studied these special proteins, called peptides, which come from quinoa. The scientists found that these quinoa peptides can slow down the growth of cancer cells in the lab. Specifically, they discovered that 3 in quinoa showed strong abilities to stop the cancer cells from growing. They also noticed that these peptides help change the activity of some important proteins in the cells, which can help in fighting cancer. Quinoa is incredibly versatile and can be used in both sweet and savory dishes. It can be cooked and used as a base for grain bowls, mixed into salads, or even made into porridge for a hearty breakfast. Since it absorbs flavors well, it pairs easily with other low-histamine, cancer-fighting foods like zucchini, coconut, and basil. Here's a simple, budget-friendly recipe on how you can incorporate quinoa into your diet. Garlic quinoa with roasted zucchini. Garlic quinoa with roasted zucchini is a flavorful and nutrient-dense dish that pairs well with any meal. To make it, rinse 1 cup of quinoa under cold water, then add it to a pot with 2 cups of water and a pinch of salt. Bring to a boil, then cover and reduce the heat to a low simmer for about 15 minutes or until the quinoa is fluffy. While the quinoa is cooking, slice 1 zucchini into half moons and toss it with a teaspoon of coconut oil and a dash of garlic powder. Spread the zucchini on a baking sheet and roast at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes until tender. Once both are ready, mix the quinoa with the roasted zucchini and stir in a handful of chopped fresh basil. Serve warm as a side dish or top with a sprinkle of sunflower seeds for extra crunch. If you found value in this video so far and appreciate the many hours of effort that went into creating it, please consider liking the video and leaving a comment to support the channel. Zucchini.
Hey, this is Dr. Willie here. I'm at the market, and this is an indoor market, but I'm holding the zucchini flowers. These are actually the flowers of the zucchini, and they are edible. All right, these are actually something that's frequently used in Italian cooking. Look at how beautiful these flowers are. Okay, and I just want to let you know what's actually in them. This is where they are, a whole bunch of them right here. There's a natural bioactive called spinosterol that's actually been found in zucchini flowers that actually have been able to prevent the formation of skin tumors when in the lab. So, in fact, cut down the incidence of skin tumors by about 65%.
Dr. Lee recommends zucchini as a gentle, nutrient-rich vegetable that supports digestion while being low in histamine. This hydrating vegetable is packed with water, fiber, and essential nutrients that help the body maintain balance and reduce inflammation. Unlike certain vegetables that can trigger bloating or digestive discomfort, zucchini is mild on the stomach and easy to digest, making it an excellent choice for those with histamine sensitivity. Its ability to support gut health while providing anti-inflammatory benefits makes it a valuable addition to a cancer-fighting diet. Zucchini is rich in antioxidants such as lutein and zeaxanthin, which help protect cells from damage and slow down the aging process. These compounds support overall health by reducing oxidative stress, which is a key factor in the development of chronic diseases, including cancer. Since inflammation can weaken the body over time and create an environment where cancer cells thrive, incorporating foods like zucchini that promote cellular repair and immune balance can help protect long-term health. According to a review in Nutrients, scientists studied zucchini to see if it can help prevent cancer. They looked at 2 types of zucchini called yellow and light green, focusing on 4 special compounds: lutein, beta-carotene, zeaxanthin, and dehydroascorbic acid. They tested these compounds to find out if they could safely protect DNA from damage and if they could kill cancer cells. The results showed that these compounds were safe and did not hurt DNA. They could protect against damage from harmful substances and even help cause cancer cells to die. In addition to its antioxidant properties, zucchini is a great source of dietary fiber, which plays a crucial role in maintaining gut health. Fiber helps promote the growth of beneficial gut bacteria, which support digestion and strengthen the immune system. A healthy gut is directly linked to lower levels of inflammation, which is essential for preventing cancer and maintaining overall well-being. Unlike starchy vegetables that can spike blood sugar levels, zucchini is low in carbohydrates, making it a great choice for those looking to balance blood sugar and prevent inflammation-related diseases. Here's a simple, budget-friendly recipe on how you can incorporate zucchini into your diet: zucchini noodles and coconut pesto. Zucchini noodles with coconut pesto is a light, refreshing meal that is packed with flavor while being easy to digest. To prepare, use a spiralizer or vegetable peeler to turn 1 medium zucchini into thin noodles. In a blender or food processor, combine 1/4 cup of shredded coconut, 1 cup of fresh basil, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 clove of garlic, and the juice of half a lemon. Blend until smooth, adding a small splash of water if needed to reach a creamy consistency. Toss the zucchini noodles with the coconut pesto and let sit for a few minutes to absorb the flavors. Serve as a raw dish or lightly sauté for a warm version. This simple meal is full of healthy fats, antioxidants, and fiber to support digestion and fight inflammation. Coconut.
So this, like the debate about artificial sweeteners, is a loaded topic. And so I want to just start, this component of our conversation by saying the jury is still very much deliberating what oils are harmful to you and are most harmful to you. But I think that it's less controversial what oils are better for you and good for you. I want to, for your listeners, I want to kind of give people some real practical things and not just kind of dive into the science of petroleum products, which is what oils are. Let's talk about this. Rule number 1, regardless of what oil you actually have, what I would say is don't have too much of it, because oils are fats and fats can be healthier, but there really isn't such a thing as a healthy fat that you should drink lots of it every single day. Okay. So the point is that there are healthier oils, but we should all limit the amount of oil that we actually intake into our body. All right. Number 1. Number 2 is that, and this is actually broadly speaking, is don't reuse your oil. Okay. Most oils that are reused, when we heat them to cook, whether we're actually, again, deep frying is generally something that's not very healthy. The process of deep frying actually changes the natural chemicals that make up oil in the oil itself, and then paint it onto the food, stick it onto the food. So we're eating some of the changed chemicals when we actually eat deep fried food. Now, look, I've had some awesome fish and chips when I visited England before.
And again, as we talked about, every now and then, if you spend most of your time shoring up your health defenses, raising your own bar, having a rare treat is totally fine. But when you fry things in hot oil, you're also changing the chemical structure of things. That entire browning, golden browning, crisping of food actually changes the chemical structure of the food itself, and in ways that are potentially carcinogenic. And so just need to be careful about that. The third, so I think, like reusing oil, here's the thing that's kind of like a little risky. You go to a restaurant to eat, you have no idea if they're reusing their oil over and over and over again. Think about in Asian restaurants, whether it's an Indian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant, they've got these gigantic vats where they're frying tasty little bits up, but they may be reusing that oil for days. So reused oil, not good for you, for sure. And the stuff that's fried in oil can also change in time. So let's start now talking about just like the properties of oils themselves. This is where I think, rather than kind of walk into the quicksand of trying to say, is palm oil better than corn oil? Is coconut oil dangerous for you? Like we can wade into that jungle with, but I think you need a machete to cut your way out of it. And so the best way to think about it, to help to give clarity is, are there any healthier oils to use and how to use them? And this is where I think olive oil really stands out. Number one, it's part of a healthy pattern of eating that's been revered for thousands of years. And that's in the traditional Mediterranean diet. And the olives are seasonal, they're pressed. The extra virgin olive oil contains not just fat, monounsaturated fatty acids, which are better for your body and less damaging for your cardiovascular health. But there's a lot of polyphenols that come from the olive itself. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, but when you look at olive oil, the reason we say extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, that's what supermarkets and what restaurants are proud to use now, is because it's not just fat. It contains the polyphenols from the oil. So if you were to actually, by the way, this is a good experiment to do for your listeners, buy a little container of olives from your grocery store, de-pit it, make it easy for yourself. And literally, take it home and take a heavy glass, or take a board, like a heavy cutting board, and press those olives yourself. And you'll actually see, if you press hard enough, you'll see some oil come out of it. Now, in an olive oil factory, that's so you can actually appreciate where your food comes from, where your olive oil comes from. Now, when you actually press it, you'll see that you've crushed the olives, and some of the bits from the olives are actually in the olive oil. The reason that olive oil tastes so good, it's got that, kind of peppery, vegetal kind of quality to it. It's got an umami flavor. It's not because the fat is flavorful. It's because the bits of olives that were crushed in there are actually in there flavoring it. Now, those bits and the stuff that comes from the meat of the olives contain the polyphenols, one of which is hydroxytyrosol. Hydroxytyrosol sounds like a very complicated chemical name. Your listeners don't need to memorize it by any means, but you should know that comes from the olive. Now, olive oil will have some of it, only about 20% of it. But if you actually press that olive, 80% goes into the olive water, and it's stuck in the pulp. And so one of the things that I always say is that, if you really love olive oil and you want to get the most out of it, just eat the whole olive, and you can actually cut up an olive and you'll get a little bit of fat, you'll get all that flavor, and you'll get a lot more of the polyphenol. Now, if you're going to cook with olive oil, I always say go for extra virgin because of that reason. I would say don't deep fry, but you can put some on to food. You can actually saute with it, not too much. All the studies show that about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, sort of like that's around the max of what you'd want a day. So where nobody's drinking olive oil. And then the other thing that is, if you want to choose which olive oil, because I get overwhelmed when I walk into a store and I see all these, like a whole wall full of olive oils, right? Everybody's marketing. Here's what I do again. I pick up the olive and oil and I look at the ingredients. What do I look for? I look for monovarietal olive oil. Monovarietal means it's made with just one kind of olive. And I look for the one kind of olive that oil is made from 3 different varieties of olive. In Spain, Spanish olive oil, I look for Picual, Picual. Picual olives, among the highest in polyphenols in the oil. So the olive oil will be loaded. Second,
Greek olive oil, the Koroneiki olive, which is from the Peloponnesus. Both the Picual and Koroneiki are very common olives, so that's a good news. It's not very expensive. Highest amount of one of the top 3 polyphenols. And the third, for Italian olive oil, I look for oil that's been pressed from a monovarietal called Moriolo, and that comes from Umbria. And that's less common, harder to find, a little pricier. But I just gave you 3 olives, Picual, Koroneiki, Moriolo, that are not, most of them are not good eating olives, but they're great for olive oil. They're packed with polyphenols. If you get olive oil that is monovarietal, pressed only from each of those, you can be guaranteed that you're getting sort of the capo de capo of the polyphenols in the olive oil.
Dr. Lee recommends coconut as a highly beneficial low-histamine food that supports the body's ability to fight cancer and reduce inflammation. Unlike dairy products and processed oils that can trigger inflammation, coconut provides a source of clean, easily digestible fats that nourish cells and help maintain overall health. It is naturally rich in medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, which provide a quick source of energy while supporting metabolic function. These healthy fats are known for their ability to reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and promote healthy digestion, making coconut an excellent addition to an anti-cancer diet. Coconut is also packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that help protect the body from oxidative stress and cellular damage. Free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage DNA and promote cancer growth, are neutralized by the antioxidants found in coconut. Additionally, coconut contains lauric acid, a fatty acid with natural antimicrobial properties that help protect the gut from harmful bacteria and support immune function. Since chronic inflammation and imbalances in the gut microbiome can weaken the immune system and contribute to disease, consuming coconut can help maintain a healthier internal environment that supports long-term wellness. According to a review in Artificial Cells, Nanomedicine and Biotechnology, some scientists are studying how coconut oil might help prevent cancer. One interesting study looked at a special mix called a nano-emulsion, which combined the medicine metformin, usually for diabetes, with coconut oil. The researchers tested this mix on cancer cells from breast, liver, and colon to see if it could stop these cells from growing. They found that the nano-emulsion worked much better than using metformin alone. In fact, the cancer cells died off at higher rates with the coconut oil mix, which is a good sign that it could help fight cancer. Another key benefit of coconut is its versatility. Coconut oil can be used as a dairy-free alternative to butter for cooking, baking, or adding richness to meals, while coconut milk serves as a creamy, plant-based substitute for traditional dairy. Shredded coconut can be sprinkled over smoothies, oatmeal, or dairy-free yogurt for added texture and nutrition. Coconut water is also an excellent way to stay hydrated, as it is packed with electrolytes that support cellular function and reduce inflammation. Coconut pairs well with other anti-inflammatory, cancer-fighting foods like quinoa, zucchini, and basil, making it easy to incorporate into a balanced diet. For a simple and budget-friendly meal, try cooking quinoa and coconut milk for a nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory dish. Whether used as an oil, milk, or whole food ingredient, coconut provides essential nutrients that help the body fight inflammation, support digestion, and reduce the risk of chronic disease. Here's a simple, budget-friendly recipe on how you can incorporate coconut into your diet. Coconut yogurt with berries and seeds. Coconut yogurt with berries and seeds is a delicious dairy-free option that provides healthy fats and gut-friendly nutrients. Start by scooping half a cup of plain, unsweetened coconut yogurt into a bowl. Top with a handful of frozen mixed berries, which are more affordable than fresh berries while still offering powerful antioxidants. Sprinkle with a tablespoon of sunflower or chia seeds for added fiber and crunch. If desired, drizzle with a small amount of honey or cinnamon for natural sweetness. Stir everything together and enjoy this simple snack or breakfast that nourishes the body while keeping inflammation low. Basil.
Basils. Basil actually is a great bioactive and great for so many things. You can make a pesto out of it. You can add it to strawberries. The bioactive of basil reflected in sort of the really unique, delicious taste. And look, purple basil. This probably has some anthocyanins in it. And let's keep on looking at it. Look at all the different types of basil. Thai basil right here. Thai basil. My gosh. All right.
Dr. Lee recommends basil as a powerful low-histamine herb that helps reduce inflammation while supporting the body's natural ability to fight cancer. Unlike some herbs that may trigger histamine release, basil is gentle on the system and packed with plant compounds that promote cellular health. It contains a variety of essential nutrients, including vitamin K, manganese, and magnesium, which help regulate immune function and protect against oxidative stress. Basil is also known for its natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, which support gut health and prevent imbalances that can contribute to chronic inflammation and disease. One of the key benefits of basil is its rich supply of plant compounds called flavonoids and polyphenols, which act as powerful antioxidants. These compounds help neutralize free radicals, which can damage cells and contribute to the development of cancer. Basil also contains eugenol, an active compound that has been shown to have anti-inflammatory properties. By reducing inflammation, basil helps create an internal environment that is less favorable for the growth of cancer cells while supporting overall immune function. Basil is also beneficial for digestion, making it an excellent choice for those with histamine sensitivity. It helps stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, which aid in nutrient absorption and promote gut health. Since the gut plays a critical role in immune response and inflammation control, consuming herbs like basil that support digestion can have a positive impact on overall health. Unlike high histamine foods that can cause bloating or discomfort, basil is soothing to the digestive tract and can be enjoyed by those with sensitivities. Basil is incredibly versatile and can be used in a variety of dishes to enhance both flavor and nutrition. It can be blended into a dairy-free pesto using coconut oil, garlic, and lemon, or added fresh to salads, soups, and stir-fries for an extra boost of antioxidants. It pairs especially well with other anti-inflammatory cancer-fighting foods like zucchini, quinoa, and coconut, making it easy to incorporate into meals. For a simple and budget-friendly dish, try tossing fresh basil into a warm quinoa salad with roasted zucchini and a drizzle of coconut oil. Whether used fresh or dried, basil provides a flavorful and nutrient-packed way to support the body's natural defenses against inflammation and disease. Here's a simple, budget-friendly recipe on how you can incorporate basil into your diet. Tomato-free basil pesto spread.
Research has shown that our food can help our body protect its DNA. So one of the foods that we're going to talk about is not just a chicken, but actually oysters. Specifically, Pacific oysters, right? So this is like not what you hear about when you hear about food and health, but now I'm telling you something brand new. Turns out that oyster meat contains an amino acid called taurine that protects DNA. Now, you can always eat oysters raw.
Can I go ahead and have some oysters while you're talking about this?
Absolutely. Have an oyster.
Because you know, y'all, I'm just trying to protect my DNA.
So you can actually have oysters raw, but most people don't live by the ocean. And if you do, you're probably not shucking the oysters in your kitchen. But here's amazing news. You can actually get the same benefits from oyster sauce.
Which everybody can get to make their own takeout in the regular grocery store.
And it's right next to the soy sauce usually. So here's what you can do with the stir fry. You get some chicken thighs stir frying up here on some garlic and some olive oil. All you got to do is like pour some of this oyster sauce in there. And we're providing the recipe online. And just stir that around a little bit. It's coating it.
Ooh, okay. Chicken went flying in the coop.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually, now think about that, olive oil, garlic, chicken thighs, oysters.
Delicious.
Now we're just going to put some basil in there. And by the way, you know, the reason we're using chicken thighs is because even though most of the time we're taught that the breast is the healthiest part of the chicken, it turns out the thighs are
not, the thighs are, right.
Right? Because they contain a special kind of vitamin called vitamin K2 that's good for the heart and can even help fight cancer.
They're less expensive, they're moister, they're tastier.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
Now just smell these beautiful flavors that actually are coming up.
It smells amazing.
The heat's just wilting it. You can actually
Should I add a little shot of this too? Is it light soy sauce?
Yep, light soy sauce. And then let's go ahead and just add a little tiny splash of chicken stock. All right, that'll cook it right down.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Isn't it amazing?
Doesn't it smell great?
Yeah. Now, and that's done. I mean, basically now all we got to do is
put it over the brown rice.
Healthy brown rice. So
can I just keep eating while you tell them
absolutely.
whatever? Okay.
Taste this.
I'm gonna have some chicken and brown rice and basil. Oh.
Amazing, right? And your DNA is thanking you too. so simple.
Tomato-free basil pesto spread is a fresh and flavorful way to enjoy this anti-inflammatory herb while avoiding high histamine ingredients like tomatoes. In a blender or food processor, combine 1 cup of fresh basil leaves, 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 small garlic clove, and the juice of half a lemon. Blend until smooth, adding a tablespoon of water if needed for a creamy texture. Spread this pesto on quinoa, roasted zucchini, or as a dip for fresh vegetables. This versatile and easy-to-make spread is rich in antioxidants and helps support immune function while keeping inflammation under control. Don't miss out on life-changing health tips and cutting-edge insights. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can stay informed and take charge of your health journey today.